car is telling me it is 99 degrees Fahrenheit right now. And that's just too hot. That's just too hot. But as you can see, I'm actually like, I'm all sweaty and stuff. That's because I went for a walk / run earlier, and it was good. It's always good, but it's also always very, very hot. And I'm on my way to meet up with some friends right now. There's supposed to be like a Fiesta ST, let's see, an FRS, a WRX, maybe another WRX. Or actually, I don't know if it's going to be another WRX or it might be an STI. I'm not sure. I do have some parts on the way for this car. The parts that I have on the way for this car are mainly, right now, I have the, turn that AC down just one notch. I'm worried about the audio. But one of the main parts I have on the way right now that should help this car tremendously is the Beamer World front control arm, basically front control arm bushing brackets. But they're the track version, so they call them track cabs. And basically what they are is it's basically a whole new bracket for the control arm bushing, and there's a bushing insert inside of it. So basically what it does, is it does the exact same job as your normal control arm bushing would, but the only difference is it actually does it a whole lot better. So this whole setup should, basically what we're doing is we're getting the car ready for coilovers. And I know some people are saying, what do you mean getting the car ready for coilovers? Like you just put them on. And not necessarily, because basically on this car, there's a lot of things that you have to sort out first. But anyway, basically there's a lot of things you have to sort out first with this car. Like for example, the rear trailing arm bushings were trashed when I got this car. And so that was one of the first things that I did. I do have my subframe reinforcement plates from Beamer World. I got those a while back. I just haven't gone through dropping the subframe and having those welded on. But that's in the plans, and then I also need to do these front control arm bushings, which I am upgrading to the upgraded brackets with the I believe they're Delrin inserts. I want to say they're Delrin inserts. I'm not 100% sure. Hey, that's the WRX. The thing is, I'm trying to load up the front. That's perfect. Oh my God, that's great. I'm in the wrong lane, which is dumb. If you've been around E36 and E46 BMWs before, you'll have heard of the front control arm bushings called lollipop, like basically lollipops or lollipop bushings or whatever. And pretty much what they do is they brace against the rear of the front lower control arm, and a ton of pressure gets put on them. So whenever you brake, whenever you turn, whenever you do pretty much anything, you put a lot of pressure on these bushings. And that's why I decided, well, that's the main reason why I decided to go with the upgraded one, the track one. And because I may track this car eventually, so I wanted to have that extra stability there, and I use it in the mountains a lot, so I figured that it would be a worthwhile upgrade. Which, another thing I want to talk about is my oil analysis report. Now, if you own an E46 BMW M3, especially an M3, I mean, you should do it on every E46 BMW just so you know the health of your engine. But if you have an E46 M3, you definitely want to stay on top of doing your oil analysis, because that way you'll know the state of your engine in terms of oil consumption, bearing wear, you know, piston rings. Just about everything can be found out with an oil analysis. And I was happy to report, well, am still very happy to report that my oil analysis came back from Blackstone Labs, and basically they pretty much said that my engine was in just about excellent condition for its age. And I can do another video where I go through the specifics of the oil analysis report, but they said themselves that like, wow, this engine's actually doing really, really well for having just under 170,000 miles on it. So everything looked really good. The oil wasn't losing any viscosity or anything. There was no like fuel and oil contamination or anything like that. Like everything just looked super solid, and I was very, very, very happy about that. So no irregular wear, nothing weird showing up in the oil, which again, very happy about all of that. So in the future, I'm definitely going to do a Vanos rebuild and a rod bearing refresh. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stay on top of my oil analysis just so I know just kind of a general idea of where those bearings are, because I want to do them before they really, you know, I want to do them before they really start to go. But anyways, it's definitely something that I recommend you getting done, even if you don't have an E46 BMW. I mean, if you have something else, like, you can still benefit a ton from having an oil analysis done. And for like 30 bucks, there's no better way to know what's going on inside your engine. I mean, really, like, there's no better way to know the health of your engine for like 30 bucks. It's ridiculous. I mean, they'll send you the test kit for free, and then you send it back to them and you pay like when they actually test it. So really nice thing to have, really great thing to do, like just a great like thing to do for any older engine or newer engine that you might want to know the status of. But anyways, moving on from that, we're getting this car ready to do coilovers, and I'm not going to tell you guys what coilovers I'm doing yet, because I'm sort of doing a little bit of an experiment, and I want to keep it just a little bit, not necessarily like secret, but I want it to be a surprise when I actually show you guys what I'm going to do with the coilovers on this car, because I've pretty much decided that I am keeping this car, and that's why I didn't make a lot of videos on it before, because I wasn't sure if I was going to keep it or not. And then I decided that I was like, why would I get rid of a car that I had always wanted to have as a little kid? Like, I had always, you know, dreamed of this idea of having an E46 M3, and one just kind of appeared at a weird time, and I was like, oh my God, like, I have to do that.
Good shots out of that.
Maybe. Well, the sun is going down a little bit, so I hope y'all can still see me okay. But we ended up meeting up with a few people, and wasn't exactly as crazy as I thought it was going to be. It was ended up only being a couple of cars, but and I know I didn't really show much, but it was people that I hadn't seen in a while, so it kind of, you know, you kind of end up wanting to talk to people, and you kind of, you know, you put your camera down, and that ends up being that. But but we're on our way back home now, and I may or may not get those control arm brackets in this week. We'll have to see when they get here. If they get here like early this week, then I'll probably be able, well, not necessarily early this week, but if they get here within the next couple of days, I may be able to put them in this weekend. We'll see. If I can, that would be great. If not, I get it. If I can, great. If not, I get it. They're coming by UPS. So whether or not they get here is kind of up in the air. Well, they'll get here, but like when they get here is a little up in the air. Not that they not that they won't get here, but just when they'll get here is the thing that's up in the air. I don't know why my mind is all over the place right now. But yeah, nobody else ended up wanting to get food, so I think I'm gonna go grab food somewhere else. I think I'm trying to talk faster than I can think, and I think it's messing with me. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna catch up with you guys when we get or when I get back home, and I will talk to y'all later. See ya.